Hi.
Welcome, Mr. Alex, to our first meeting.
Yeah, hi, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, for sure. How about you?
Okay. Yeah, but it's not going through my headphones, which is a little bit weird.
Yeah, I hear your voice very well. So let's give
Okay, but these are not
our
working.
friends 5 minutes to join us
Yeah, no
and
problem.
start.
All right, let me test it. But for some reason, the headphones are not working. Yeah.
Çalışıyor ama
Yeah, you can hear me, but
you can't.
like the headphones are not working. Bilmiyorum niye.
I don't know.
Oh, I can see my friends and followers already here.
Yeah, and I saw my friends going the
Çalışamıyor.
live. Now I'm sharing
Let
to
me
them all.
just try another pair of headphones. Maybe it works.
Should I speak?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
You can
Just
go
repeat
ahead.
it.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear.
Oh, perfect. It's better because otherwise it's a little bit hard for me to hear. Perfect. Oh, Nesrin, my ex-student is here. Ideal is my ex-student as well. All the old students are coming.
Great. It's from
And how are you?
sure to be here today with you, teacher.
Okay. Biraz Türkçe, biraz İngilizce değil mi? 50-50 diyorlar.
Almost all of them are Turkish people.
Yeah, because 99% of my followers are Türkler. Yani Türkiye'de yaşıyordum. Türklerle konuşuyorum. Yani paylaşıyorum.
Yeah.
Yani normal.
Aslında değil mi hocam?
Yes, Alex Hoca. Of course it's Turkish students, you know?
Great.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. We can leave them more than two.
Efendim? I didn't hear you, sorry.
Let's give them more than 2 minutes.
Yeah, another minute or two. Okay, we have one non-Turk. Where are you from? I have no idea how to pronounce
He is
that.
my friend. He is my friend, and we are from Yemen, by the way.
From Yemen.
We're not Turkey.
You know, ب2006 أنا كنت عايش بيمن شهرين بالصنعاء.
Gerçekten mi?
Yeah. Look at that, guys. Arabic as well. I lived in Yemen for 2 months in 2006. Yeah, in Sana'a. Because I studied Arabic at university. Sonra özel ders Sana'da yaptım. Next to the Sayla. You know the Sayla Road?
Yeah, for sure I know it. Sayla.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Sayla. I remember Yemen was a really interesting country. They have a drug.
How was it?
Pot?
Yeah, we chose.
Yeah. They have a very special drug in Yemen called pot. It's really interesting. I did it twice, I think. And
how was it?
Great. You feel like really happy. It's like
you feel so relaxed, and something's like this coming to you.
Yeah.
However, I haven't tried it at all. My father is chewing cut all the time, and my family about me.
Yeah, so
tried it before.
Yeah, I tried cut. It makes you can't sleep. It's impossible to sleep afterwards. Your brain is going like on. It's not a very strong drug, but it's really interesting.
Thank you so much. So let's start, teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, let me introduce myself to you.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Ahmed, and as I told you, I'm from Yemen. I'm studying here in Barton University International Trade and Logistics, and I am the Başkan of
the president of the language club.
Yeah. So we would like today to talk with you about the difficulties that you have faced when you used to learn Turkish, Babel, the English language. And it's from our pleasure to be here today with you. And that's it.
Bir mukabele. My name is Alex Hoja. I have been teaching English on and off since 2007. I taught in Syria, but mainly Turkey. And since the pandemic, all my classes are online. So I live now in the UK. But I was living in Turkey during the pandemic. I teach özel ders, private classes, usually about confidence, business English, interviews, daily English in the UK or at work, a little bit of grammar, but Turkish students tend to know grammar really well in theory, but don't have the opportunity to practice.
I see. So today we have gathering a little bit of questions that we want to discuss them with you. First of all, we're going to start with the first question, and we're going to take the questions from arkadaşlarımız commenten.
Yeah. Okay.
So, teacher, what things do you find difficult when you used to teach the Turkish people or Turkish students? What's the most difficult thing?
Yeah, first of all, I only teach pretty much Turkish students these days. And Turkish students can be really hardworking. Some a little bit lazy, of course, but in general, hardworking, intelligent, and have a good basis. But don't get the chance to practice and also don't enjoy speaking English. They're afraid. They think of it like school subject with sopa or falaka, some sort of punishment, or we have to follow the grammar rules. But actually, English can be fun. You can enjoy speaking a language. This is what I try and teach. Forget we're in a classroom, just enjoy speaking. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to try new things. These are the biggest pieces of advice I get. The other thing is, Turkish students tend to talk like a textbook. They learn everything from the textbook and they speak like that. I mean, it's normal because that's how you learn. So I also try to give them what we use in daily life, more common. For example, you might learn nasılsın in a textbook, but most people say naber. And it's difficult to learn the street English. I'm not talking about real slang, but what people actually
there is
use.
A difference between street language and the academic language.
Yeah, of course.
And here we have what words do Turkish students often struggle to pronounce? Okay,
so I made note of the most important ones. So there are a few different ones, and the most common difficulty Turkish students have is silent letters. Because in Turkish and in Arabic, you pronounce every letter.
Yeah, I got it. They just have yumuşak G. We didn't pronounce it.
But you still hear it, right? But for example,
like
debt. Turkish students say debt. They add the B. Or salmon, whereas English people say salmon. The L is silent. Or doubt, no B. Ku, darbe. Turkish people tend to say coop. And it's just because that's what they read, right? They read a P and they pronounce it. But one of the biggest struggles Turkish students is silent letters. The other difficulty they have is, Turkish pilav. Turkish pilav, the best Turkish pilav is tane tane. Okay? Every grain of rice should be separate, etc. And that's how we speak Turkish. Guru shuruz. You hear every heja. But English is not like that, especially British English. We like lapa lapa. We mix all the words, all the letters together. So it's very difficult for foreigners to get used to that.
Yeah. specifically for Turkish people, my friends told me when they heard or when they watching British movies or something like that, they couldn't understand everything. While they are watching another speaker from France or from, let's say, United States, they understand some.
Yeah.
So British accent, it's biraz difficult.
Yeah, we eat everything. And sometimes it happens in Turkish. They have ulama. They, like mix the words together, but it's less common in Turkish. And Turkish students, in my experience, are used to hearing every word, every letter. And British people speak like this, mavi ekran.
Yeah.
For Turkish students.
I agree.
The other difficulty is sometimes we have a vowel sound called schwa. So this is like a small vowel sound. We don't pronounce the full vowel, like about. We don't say, we say about. And for in a word like sport, we also say support. Sport, support.
Sport.
For us, they're very different words, but for Arabs and for Turks, it's very difficult sometimes to make that sport, support differentiation.
I get it. So the third question is, what are the main challenges that you faced when teaching English to Turkish people? Maybe Akram.
Well, as I said, Turks are very hardworking. In general, if I give them ödev, they do it. But they are used to grammar exercises. They are used to present perfect, continuous, blah, blah. They aren't used to studying independently. They don't know techniques about how to learn vocabulary or how to learn from YouTube videos. At school, everything is, we call it spoon feeding. They are just given everything. Learn this, pass the test. And it's very difficult to teach independent study of a foreign language. That's one of the things I struggle with. Başka bir şey, I have my notes, I'm checking them. Sometimes they're afraid to make mistakes.
I see, yeah.
Turkish people can be very judgmental. Oh, he lived in Turkey 5 years. İyi Türkçe bilmiyorum. And they do the same. O kız İngiltere'de yaşıyor ya ama gerçek iğrenç İngilizce konuşuyor. They are a little bit judgmental.
Yeah,
so they are afraid to speak. And one of the things I try to do is build confidence, help people get past that. Last thing, sometimes Turkish students are afraid to copy other people.
Yeah.
The easiest way to speak a language fluently is just copy. Kids, they copy from their parents. They copy from their friends. If Turkish students copied from British people, from movies, from Netflix, whatever, they would quickly speak English rather than concentrating on grammar. This is what I noticed. Umarım her şey everything is clear. I'm speaking hızlı belki İngilizce'de.
Me too.
Biraz Türkçe konuşuruz. If you don't understand or you have questions, guys, just put it in the comments. We can explain.
Teacher, can you give us a small technique how we can learn more vocabularies or to improve our skills in the vocabularies or something like this?
Yeah, vocabulary is so important, and there are different steps, right? First of all, you need to make a list. You need to know what vocabulary you want to learn. This is the most important step. Having little defter, with your vocabulary listed. This week I'm going to learn 20 words, 10 words, whatever. This is the first step. Second step, you need to see a word 10 or 20 times for it to stick in your mind. You need to use that word. Try and use it in class. Try to write it down. Maybe keep günlük. But the more times you use it and different contexts, different places that you can use it, the more likely you can keep it in your mind. For example, maybe I use a word in class with one of my students, but they never use it outside of this class. They will forget it. But if they use it then with their friends, colleagues, it's going to stick. Yeah. The other thing you can do is flashcards. Start with flashcards, memorize, and then when you get the chance, you have to use those words in context with people in English. It's not enough to just have it in the defter. If it's in the defter, it stays in the defter. You need to practice. Don't be afraid of pronunciation. Don't be afraid of making mistakes.
Yeah, I get it.
Ben de öyle Türkçe'de yani her zaman yeni kelimeler kullanıyorum. Hatta yanlış kullanıyorum. It's not a big problem. Just do your best yani.
Just confide in yourself and try to see the things that you have raised them in your mind.
Yeah, and read it, repeat. You have to put the work in. It's like sport. If I go running one time, it's nothing. If you go running 3 times a week, 4 times a week, after 2 months, you're going to be fit.
So here we got one question. My question is, when learning a new language, is it better to learn it in academic way or street style way?
Good question. So I can speak Arabic, I can speak French and Turkish. I think Turkish for me is my weakest language because I didn't learn it academically. I learned Arabic at university, I learned French at school, and learned grammar and in a very academic way. Whereas Türkçe sokaktan öğrendim. My grammar is weak. Deyimler güzel. Yani şaka yapabilirim ama it's not the best way to be able to speak fluently. You need this basis. You need to be able to think, is this correct or not?
Yeah.
Whereas right now, when I speak Turkish, sometimes I hear, oh, it's wrong, but I don't know what the right answer is because I didn't learn the grammar, I didn't learn from a book, I just learned it from copying diziler or öğrencilerim, you know? So definitely better to start with formal learning, bence.
So you advised us to start with academic way. When we saw ourselves going better, we're going to go to the street language and street style.
Yeah. And some people don't need street language. For example, a lot of my students are working in international companies. They don't need street language. They need business English. They need formal English. So it depends on what you need the English for. If they move to the UK, of course, they need to be able to speak street language because they're British people. So it depends on your goals as well.
Yeah. So
everything is clear.
Yeah. Here, let's come to the fourth question. What are common mistakes Turkish students make, and how can you handle them, teacher?
Good. So the most common mistake is that they are used to translating. They always want to translate from Turkish to English. And sometimes it works okay, but a lot of the time it creates zamanlar problems.
Because you know what, teacher, in my opinion, I think in Turkish grammar, there is different places for the words. Example, when I want to say, I'm going to school. In Turkish, I'm writing like, ben okula gidiyorum. Yani, the verb we are putting in the end of the word. So when I translate the sentence like a sentence, not like the words, there's mix between the words and between sentences.
I mean, a lot of the students I have are B1, B2 or advanced, so they don't have that problem. But the problem they do have, in Turkish we say her gün gidiyorum.
Evet.
In English that is every day I go. But because they're translating directly, they say every day I am going.
I see.
You know, and that's a common mistake.
So
or, for example,
nothing to understand from that sentence. What I can understand from every day.
When you say every day, we can't say I am going. Because I am going is right now. Ama Türkçe'de her gün gidiyorum is good. It's fine. So it's a direct translation. And okay, it's not a big mistake. Of course, I can understand. But for B1, B2 students, they shouldn't be making this mistake. Or for example, eskiden İstanbul'da oturuyordum. Turkish students often translate, I was living in Istanbul. But for us, it doesn't work. We have to say, I used to live in Istanbul. So these tense translations, they know the theory, they know the grammar, but immediately they want to translate. So what I do, I have an extremely important tool. We have the Pembe Tariq, Ahmed.
I see. Can I take screenshot there?
Yeah, of course you can. So this is my tool for reminding a student they're making a mistake that we've discussed. So for example, yeah.
I get it.
So for example, if at the beginning of the class I say, okay, today we're going to focus on this mistake, don't make this mistake. If they make it, I hold up the Pembe Tariq. They know, oh, I made that mistake. And over time, they stop making that mistake. But I thought it was funny, right? Like, look, it's
really funny. And at the same time, it made me improve to do my homeworks and to do more and more for you.
Yeah, of course. But some students said to me, Alex, you know, I'm afraid of the Pembe Tariq and more afraid of making mistakes. It's nothing, but they are afraid. So this is a big mistake. Translation, not knowing the grammar. They know the grammar, but they misapply the grammar. What else did I write down? Okay, another example of tense issues. They say, I am learning English since 3 years, or I learn English since 3 years, because it's a direct translation. They're not used to using present perfect. I have been learning, or I have learnt. Or another translation issue, arkadaşlarımla buluştuk. I met with my friends. In Turkish, we met with our friends.
We met.
Yeah, so in English, I met with my friends.
Yeah, because
there's one person in front.
We're gonna use it.
Yeah, so it's just a translation issue, you know, a different way of saying it. Or our friend group is 3 people, but in English we said there are 3 of us. Just these small translation mistakes are the most common things in Turkish. Of course, we can understand. It's not about not being clear in the context, but for my students, they're the kind of mistakes that I want to eliminate because they're so easy to change. Uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns. So, for example, homeworks. Turkish people love to use the word homeworks, advices. And obviously in English, we have uncountable nouns, homework, pieces of homework, homework tasks. We can't say homework.
I see. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think, another one. I opened my laptop. If I said to you, Ahmed, I opened my laptop, what do you understand?
Well, how can you open your laptop?
Yeah, open your laptop is this.
Yeah.
But open does not mean switch on. You can't open the light. Olmaz.
Turn on and turn off.
Yeah, but it's just a translation thing. It's just a translation. And as soon as I get the Pembe Tariq out, they realize, okay, yeah, it's a silly mistake, and they correct it.
Yeah, now I got that much is important to use it with the students.
Yeah. Good. And Nesrin says she tries to describe a word rather than translating. This is also a good way to practice if you don't know the word.
Here we got question, or not question, I don't know exactly. She said, I'm trying to describe words when I need to express myself instead of translating.
yeah, it's a good way to practice. You know, it's like sessiz cinema almost. You know, like you're acting it or trying to describe the word. It's like a game, and it can really help you think on your feet. Think like this.
I think as she said, I need to express myself. When you express yourself and speak with yourself, first of all, you're gonna take the confidence in yourself. So while you are confident in yourself, you're gonna speak to other people.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, you should improve your confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And here we came to the most funny places
Mm-hmm.
and the most funny questions. What's the most what? Wait a minute. What's the funniest mistake that you get from Turkish students?
Well, sometimes when it happens in languages, you don't know the word, or you try. Oh, atıyorum ya. Ne o? Foot fingers. Do you know what foot fingers are?
Yeah. It's like idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
because it's direct translation from Turkish.
yours.
Foot fingers, but we in English it just sounds so ridiculous. It's not actually. It's logical, but foot fingers for us is crazy.
Yeah, example. Yesterday, I think, yesterday it was really running here in Barton, and I told my friend it's running cats and dog. They told me, what's the relation between the things? And I told them,
Yeah.
it's like the idioms ya. Yapacak bir şey yok. Ben ne yapayım? İngilizce işte.
Yeah. Kediler ve köpekler yiyor.
Aynen.
But Turks normally know this phrase. We don't really use it in English. It's a little bit like old-fashioned idiom, but Turks usually know it. I'm surprised your friend didn't know it. But do you know the term Netflix and chill? Netflix and chill. Have you heard this before?
I hadn't, unfortunately.
Okay, so this is a very common term we use in the UK, Europe, Netflix and chill. For us, it has one meaning, but Turks didn't understand this meaning. Netflix and chill for Turkish people means watching Netflix and relaxing. All right, logical. But for us, when we say Netflix and chill, it means like come over to my place and not really watch Netflix. I say to a girl, hey, do you want to Netflix and chill tonight? Yani, do you want to come to my place?
Mm-hmm. I get it.
So, for example, in Turkish, sana benim pul koleksiyonu gösterebilirim. They have a phrase for this in Turkish. Or, hey, I downloaded a new film. Would you like to come and watch at my place? This is Netflix and chill for us. So, you can't say, I'm going to Netflix and chill with my mum. That is
there's the mistake. Else. This is the best mistake we're gonna see in our life, actually.
Yeah. So if you say this, something interesting is happening. I'm trying to think of some other. I mean, do you know chicken translate? What chicken translate is? Do you know what chicken translate is?
Yeah, for sure.
Chicken translate is actually a Turkish term. We don't use it in English. But it's like a direct translation from çevirmek. Çevirmek is like to turn, but also can mean like a type of way of cooking chicken.
Yeah.
So this is funny for Turkish people. So I think I did note one or two down. Here's another one, a little bit ayıp. I heard a student say to me, I want everyone to focus. I want everyone to focus. This is how I would say it, but they made it sound a little bit like I want everyone to focus.
Oh, do not tell me, teacher.
And luckily, it's just with me. I can help them with their pronunciation, and people will laugh. They are not.
Really bad.
People will just laugh at it. Yeah, but people will not be offended.
To learn English.
But we have the same in Turkish. Sıkılmak.
Actually, when I learned
Sıkıldım.
Turkish, I did a lot of mistakes, and I'm deciding to tell you in the end of this meeting. Because
Yeah. I
my
mean,
first language is Arabic, and second language is English, and now I came to Turkey, and the third language is Turkish. So it's a little bit zor gibi.
yeah. And how do you find Turkey? Do you enjoy living in
Yeah,
Turkey?
for sure. It's a really nice place that I would like to came before. And now, inshallah, I'm just deciding to go to another places. We're gonna go in this Erasmus and some things like this.
Yeah. Why did you choose Turkey? Why didn't you choose another country?
First of all, I chose Britain. It's one of my goals that I have to achieve it as soon as possible. However, I
Hoş
couldn't
geldin.
as I told you, I'm from Yemen, unfortunately. So I decided to start in Turkey. After that, yüksek lisans okumak için oraya gitmeyi düşünüyorum.
İnşallah.
Bir de şeydi, Turkish language. I was interested in Turkish language, so for this I came, and that's it.
Yeah. And are you studying English at university, or what are you studying?
Hayır.
Hayır,
Türkçe
ne?
olarak burada.
Güzel. Elif, he's not a refugee, Yahoo. He's here to study. No need for racism here. Someone has come here to better themselves and to study and contribute to society. There is absolutely no reason for that kind of racism.
I will, yeah, inshallah.
Yeah. So I think in general, Turkish people are so kind, so welcoming. The food is amazing. The weather is great. You know, you found a good country to live in.
Yeah, inshallah. It's one of my goals that I have to achieve, as I told you, and I'm working in it.
Yeah.
And here we have a picture
Mm-hmm.
that told you, what advice would you like to give us, like Turkish students or like international students in Turkey, to learn English language? And here we have in this live some students from the majors or department in English language translates, and can we give them advice or some things like this?
Yeah, the first thing is practice, practice, practice. You know, doesn't need to. Oh, look at this. Hocam, your shirt is yakıyorum.
Yeah.
Ateş ediyorum.
I saw the comment. Your students
Thanks,
is tatlılar.
Yeah, good. So the most important thing is take time out of your day to practice. You know, I can tell you, Ahmed, oh, I want to have big muscles. Alex, do you go to the gym? No. You know,
Yeah.
You have to study. You have to practice. Vocabulary is so easy to memorize. Just taking 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day to memorize, practice vocabulary, write messages, keep a diary in English. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes. The point is you're improving. It doesn't have to be with a teacher. It can be by yourself, with your friends, whether they're Turkish or not. It doesn't matter. Oh, Alex Hoca, yeni bir şey öğrendim. Biliyor musun İngilizce'de bla bla bla kullanıyorlar. That's it. Nesrin, bahane etme. If you want to do it, you will find a way. If you want to find an excuse, you will find a bahane. Nesrin, this is my ex-student. No bahane. No
And
bahane.
here she said it's very hard, Hujam. I think
she's bahane
it a lot in your home, in your daily life, in your everything, everything. You're gonna get it. Yeah, you can ask me and me. My anne dil İngilizce değil aslında. Ama practicing yaptığım için geliştirildi.
Yeah. Bir de yeni yani öğrencilerle İngilizce konuşuyorum ama birkaç yeni Türkçe kelimeleri kullanıyorum her gün. Yani just to practice these new words, I use them in my English classes. It helps me remember. People can do the same. Nesrin, there was a Turkish meme. I flew in the air, şahitlerim var. Everyone can find 10 minutes, 20 minutes a day, or half an hour a week to study if it's what they want. If they have a goal in mind. Okay, I want to go and live in the UK. I want to get a job in a foreign company. I need it for university. If you have a goal, if you have a reason for studying, you will find the time, Benja.
Bence. So teacher, if I would like to be an English teacher for the students that studying English öğretmenli, what would advise them like English teacher? What they should to do for their öğrenciler?
Yeah, if you want to become an English teacher, first of all, you need the qualification, a TOEFL. You need to take the time and the money to spend a month learning how to become an English teacher. I think the other piece of advice is focus on a specific part of the language you want to teach. I rarely teach grammar, and it's not because teaching grammar is hard or I don't like teaching grammar, but I found that Turkish students don't need a lot of grammar. They need confidence, they need time to practice, and they need direction. So don't always just think learning English is grammar. Learning English is, there are many ways to teach a language, and you just have to find what's best for you and for your students. Don't be afraid to go outside of the textbook and teach from what you think is right. This would be a big piece of advice.
At the same time, when you learn a language like academic way, you will never learn anything. So when you learn it like something you like to do, you're gonna get it more faster than learning academic to go to the university and back from the university. It's impossible thing. So I agree.
And enjoy it as well. If you're learning street language, if you're learning idioms, if you're learning internet memes, funny things, you tend to enjoy it more than present perfect continuous. You're going to pick up more things. I'm not saying grammar isn't important. I'm saying don't just think learning grammar is learning a language.
I agree.
Harika.
And here, let me see last.
Do you guys have any questions? If you have questions or comments, apart from how beautiful my shirt is, you're more than welcome to share them.
Evet, arkadaşlar sormak isteyen varsa yazabilirsiniz. Ona göre şey de yapalım.
Bülbül gibi konuşuyor.
Artık konuşuyoruz.
Türkçe'de yazabilirsiniz isterseniz. Ama I think we covered most things that you wanted to cover, right?
Yeah. We got the things that we want to ask you about it. So I think
and we have Nazar to protect us.
Yeah. It's the most important in every Turkish home. I have went to my friend's home in Çanakkale and Eskişehir and also Izmir, a lot of places. All the homes have that nazar.
Yeah, of course. There are kıskançlar. Yeah. They will give you nazar if you're not careful. They see my shirts and they're going to give us nazar.
And last week I have went to a coffee with my friends and I saw like this place is ne yazıyordu? Hasta. Evet. Kızlar hastaya gelmiyor. Nazara geliyor. It started to be funny bence.
Yeah, it's a good part of Turkish culture.
It's culture. I really like to see another cultures and to go with them as well. So, arkadaşlar bir şey soracaksanız can you
suggest an app to practice speaking? It's a good question. I have seen on Instagram some AI apps or people advertising apps that use AI. I'm pretty sure you could probably speak with ChatGPT, but it depends what your goal is. You could, I mean, just to practice the words, just to get used to and more relaxed speaking English, I think it's great. At the same time, don't be afraid to speak with people as well. You know, you might not have access to native speakers, but there are plenty of people out there, foreigners or even Turks, who want to speak English. You can find language exchange, you can ask your friends. There are plenty of ways for you to practice English without using online AI tools. I've never used them. I don't know if they're good or bad, but it could definitely be a start.
Yeah. And here, Khalid said, Alex, Hoja, I have some questions to you. Just let us know your questions. And here we have Nesreen. She said, can you please tell us about how to keep
memory.
words in long-term memory?
Okay, I'm going to give you an example, Nesreen. Imagine you and I go for coffee in Istiklal Caddesi. Every time you go to Istiklal Caddesi, you will think of Alex Hoca. Okay, oh, we had coffee there one time. If you and I meet regularly in Istiklal Caddesi, Kalamış, Avcılar, I don't know, all around Istanbul, you will think of me in different situations. And it's the same with vocabulary. If you just learn a word once or twice in a defter or in a specific context, it's not going to stay in your long-term memory. But if you can learn this vocabulary and use it in different contexts, maybe you study one day in a cafe, you study one day at home, you study at your friend's house, you're going to create different connections in your brain. And if you then use that in English class, and then you use it with your friends, it's going to create different connections in different places. Then it will stay in your long-term memory. But it's not easy. It takes work. It takes effort.
Yeah, I agree. And here we have pronunciation is fatal for speaking. Fatal.
Pronunciation? I didn't see that question. He asks, what can I do to improve my speaking? Well, it's a big subject. Improve your speaking is a big subject. What do you mean by that? First of all, pick your goals. I want to improve my pronunciation, or I want to improve fluency, or I want to be able to use this tense when I speak. You have to pick small goals and practice them. You could do it with AI, you could do it with ChatGPT, you could do it with your friends, you could keep a günlük on WhatsApp with yourself, but pick some specific goals and work on them. This is the most important thing for you.
Here, teacher, we had a question. Wait a minute. I'm going to Alex Hoca. I have no. Pronunciation is vital for speaking. You say it like this.
So if you want to practice pronunciation, the easiest way is just to find a dictionary online. Cambridge Dictionary, Wiktionary, Collins, and they will have a little speaker. Google Translate, they have a little speaker, and you just click UK or US and listen to pronunciation and try and copy it. You can record yourself even and listen. Do I sound like that person?
Yeah. Here we got a new student that he said, Halil, I want to study with you, teacher.
Yeah, right now I'm pretty full with my students. I have about 20 or 22 hours a week. It's a lot, you know. It's like a Zoom meeting, 5 or 6 Zoom meetings a day, hours. It's a lot. So if you fill out the form on my profile, when I have a free spot, I will contact you.
Okay, and here Nesreen said pronunciation is hard for me. Imitating is best way.
Yeah, you just have to use the dictionary, Yahoo. Like listen to how Google Translate pronounce it and copy it. That's all you need to do. Like close your eyes, forget the spelling, and just try and copy the sounds. Over time, you will sound more like a native speaker than somebody reading English words with a Turkish accent. You just need to forget the letters themselves, because the letters don't correspond to the pronunciation sometimes.
Yeah, she said when they couldn't understand me, my words, I'm spelling most of the time.
Yeah,
you should too, because you didn't heard from the translate, or you don't know how to spell out the words in the correct way.
But I think she's about hearing, because I used to teach Nesrin 2 years ago, or maybe longer, and her pronunciation is pretty good. I think she's exaggerating. I think her English is very good, actually.
Great.
All right. Should we call it a day, Ahmed?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, send me, I think, like this. So, guys, it was a really nice day with you, and was really important information that we got from teacher Alex. And I hope to see you all in another meeting. And thank you so much.
Thank you very much for inviting me as well.
For sure, her zaman bekleriz teacher.
Ne güzel.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. Görüşürüz.
Kendine iyi bak.
Sağ ol, sizi de.
Bye bye.